Hello besties, today we are doing a rainbow tumbler tutorial using puffy paint for added texture. But before then, let me welcome you to our YouTube channel and also welcome you to add us and follow us on all social media platforms. Please click that subscribe button so you'll be notified of any new content and check out our websites and our Patreon. Okay, so we're going to be using this little 12-ounce tiny tumbler from Makerflow, and I'm going to be using double-sided adhesive tape to do all the magic. Magic! Okay, so we're doing a little rainbow vibe here, and I am placing this at an angle. Look at me. I'm counting to see how many colors in the rainbow. I'm mathing the math here because I'm like, okay, Roy G. Biv. Does everybody do that when they're thinking about the rainbow? Roy G. Biv, like that's the only way. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, blah, blah, blah. Okay, anyway, so I decided to use 5 colors of the rainbow. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and indigo. Right? Right? Did I miss one? I feel like I missed one. Orange? No, I said it. No, I missed green. Green. Anyway, 5 colors. So I am going to put them all at an angle here. There is no right or wrong. Just go with the flow. Don't overthink it. And then you're going to kind of trim up any excess on the top. Don't worry about it if it's jaggedy. We're going to use the edge trimmer to make a nice clean cut. This stuff is so sticky, guys, like super, super sticky. So that's why it took me forever. So then I use my handy dandy edge trimmer here to cut the top and bottom. I didn't want to show you guys me struggling with it because y'all know my relationship with my edging tool is hot and cold. Okay, so after you put your tape on, you want to paint your cup. I'm using Pop of Color Light Turquoise. All this part is going to be the beautiful blue sky. So I wanted a nice light base. Sorry about the fuzzy in and out. I think I'm just moving way too fast because I'm fast. I did 2 coats of the Pop of Color, making sure that it is dry between coats. As you see here, it is nice and pigmented. Don't worry about any streakiness or anything like that. We're going to be using some very sparkly chunky glitter, so it's not going to matter. So here I have some UV. I'm using it as my adhesive for my glitter. I am putting a tiny bit of UV and then using my brush to kind of smooth it and spread it out. You don't want it to be dripping or moving, okay? So as you see here, I left my bottom and my edges with no UV because I am going to be using a fine glitter for my booties and my edges because that chunky glitter sometimes can be trifling on the bottom. So anyway, I'm using Glass Slipper by the Glitter Guy. It's a beautiful opal blue kind of glass slipper vibes, obviously. Now we're going to do our bottom. I put some UV on the bottom in the same process I did on the sides and also on the edges. And now I'm using the Glitter Guys. Oh, I can't read the color, but you see there. I will list it in the description there. But I use this, oh, I see it, candy, rock candy, rock blue candy. Anyway, it's giving me sweet tart vibes, but here it is. Then I'm going to cure it under UV. Not yet, just kidding. When we're doing chunky glitter, y'all know, grab your wax paper, parchment paper, whatever you want. You want to flatten that glitter out because you do not want them to stand up and then cause you grief when it comes to epoxying. Also, you want to run your finger down the bottom edge and the top edge. So see right there? So none of those stick up. So now after I UV'd, cured under the light, then we want to start on our stripes here. So I'm going with a neon rainbow. The problem with a neon rainbow is that most of my neons have an iridescent base. So it's going to take 2 coats of glitter to get this the color that I want. So I'm just going to take it around the tumbler and remove my strips one by one and then kind of rub it in. And all the colors were doing great until I got to the green. The green was like, I almost thought I may be able to get away with 1 coat, but no, the green said not today. Watch, just watch. On that stainless steel base, it just Just watch. It doesn't even look green. I was like, what the heck? This is when I knew I would have to do 2 coats, which, oh well, it needed 2 coats anyway. But anyway, all these neon colors are from Peachy Olive, so you can find them under their neon palette. But look how beautiful they are, even with 1 coat. I will show you guys how to do a 2nd coat. Here I am using our trusty rusty Mod Podge to apply it on each strip one at a time. I know, pain in the butt, but honestly, it went by pretty quick and it made a heck of a difference. So apply your Mod Podge, and then you want to apply your glitter, let it dry as normal. So then you have your 2 coats and you'll see the difference. Look how pretty. Remember that green, how ugly that green looked? 2 coats, see? 2. Look how pretty it looks. So now after this, you want to either spray seal it or you want to use the devil's glue to seal it. I sealed it with the devil's glue. Then I put 1 coat of fast set epoxy on it. I skipped that spot because you guys already know. If you want to see tutorials on how to epoxy, we have tutorials on that. But I epoxied it 1 time using the new facet, and then I sanded it. So next, for the fun part, let's get ready to mix some paint. So I mixed a little bit of that blue and a little bit of white because I want it to be like a very sky blue, I guess. And I'm going to use my brush here to create little clouds. You got to use your imagination here, okay? Little blobs. They look like little blobs right now, but hopefully they will look like little clouds. Don't worry if they get away from you, or if you don't like it, you could always grab a little paper towel and clean it off and start over. I did 2 coats on my clouds. That way they would be nice and pigmented, but you can do 1 depending on the type of paint that you're using. I'm using Pop of Color here, and I wanted like a very cute little cloud situation. As you see here, I am leaving some of the texture because I want it to look like a cloud. Okay, so next, after it's nice and dry, get your little marker and we're gonna draw our clouds. I know this looks super simple, but as you see on my little practice page, I had to practice a lot. I practice a lot to make these clouds. They're harder than they look. Okay, don't judge me. It was hard. But anyway, I did my little clouds. This is just so I have an outline for my puffy paint. You will see it all come together. So do your little outline. Either you can use a little Posca pen or you can use a pencil. I just decided to use my pen because that way if I get out of the lines, then the white will kind of blend in. So as you see, I have these little tiny little clouds there. I thought I was doing something, but I was like, do not like them. So we delete it, backspace, backspace. Just use a little bit of alcohol and then wipe it off. Make sure you wipe that paint off really good or else your tumbler will be cloudy. So after you have your clouds there, after I deleted them clouds, I added some tiny little stars, a couple little birds, or I don't even know yet, little bird, maybe a little seagull action. I don't know, little aliens, but just little stars to give it extra oomph. Next, I am going to take my little this paint. I had a little issue with this paint. I really had high hopes for it, but it wasn't doing what I wanted to do. I recommend puffy paint instead. I just didn't know if puffy paint was going to come in this gold. I really thought I was going to do something different with this, but the applicator is just not vibing. It turned out really cute. I wanted this kind of stained glass look, but it just gave me too much grief. Stick with puffy paint. Here it is already completed. As you saw in some of those clips, I had vinyl strips on there because initially I wanted to put vinyl strips, but I feel like it didn't go well. Like I felt like they were too perfect. They weren't artsy enough. It wasn't giving me the stained glass kind of welding kind of look, that I was going for. So I said, skip it. Okay, so after we did that, then I am going with my puffy paint. puffy paint is a little trifling too. Once you get the flow good, I feel like then things go well. Getting that flow well. If you are concerned about messing up your design, you can always put a nice thin coat of epoxy or UV resin over your clouds and everything. That way you can, if you make any mistakes, you can just wipe it off. Wipe it off. Here I was kind of just risking it all and did it straight over the paint. So after it dries, puffy paint and this other paint take at least 24 hours to dry. So make it sure it dries, and then epoxy it at least 1 or 2 times. You still want that 3D texture, so don't feel like you need to get it completely smooth. So here they are. I hope you enjoyed this live. Hope it inspired you to make your own rainbow tumbler, and I hope that puffy paints are in your future. See you guys later. Bye.